Hi, and welcome to the 75th or 6th, I'm not sure, part of my boxing predictions. Yes, the big fight of this weekend, of course, is Triple G versus Canelo Alvarez. But also, before we get to that, I want to say there are a few other fights to say something about. Well, first one is a fight in Germany on Saturday. It's a super middleweight fight between Avni Yildirim, who you remember was the guy that got knocked out by Chris Eubank Jr. not so long ago, and Lolanga Mok. He's a real veteran, and he's been in many fights. He's got 57 fights, so far. From 42 victories, 14 losses, and 1 draw. Well, of course, Mok, he's based in Germany. He's from Uganda. No, sorry, in Denmark, actually. While Yildirim is, of course, based in Germany, of Turkish descent. So he is the favorite, and he, being much younger, of course, has got only 21 fights so far. And after he was knocked out by Eubank, he won several fights, even though none were really, that high profile. But anyway, I think this will go the distance because Mok has only been stopped once, I think. And that was when he had his only cruiserweight fight against David Haye long ago. And he managed to put Haye down actually once. But he was stopped somewhat prematurely even then against a much bigger guy who has such a great power, of course. So I don't think Yildirim will be able to stop him. So as I said, Avni Yildirim, he's a rather good fighter, but he's not world class, that's for sure. I think Eubank proved that to everyone. Of course, everyone can get caught with a big shot, but even before that, Yildirim, he was all about aggression, but just useless aggression mostly. He lacks some fundamentals, and he's not gonna stop Mok unless Mok should get an injury or something. So I think Yildirim will win on points here. Yes, and now let's see the next fight. Dmitry Kudryashov is fighting this rather unknown guy, Alexandru Yur. Well, this is, I think, gonna go Kudryashov's way for sure, because he's fighting at home, and all that stuff. all that stuff. I had him winning by a KO in the 4th round. Let's just put it that way, no more talk. And there is a few other fights. Jaime Munguia, that's how his name is pronounced. It's not Jamie Munguia, it's Jaime, versus Brandon Cook. This guy is really, one of the new stars. Munguia. Brandon Cook, he's a decent fighter, but Munguia, he's not winning this for sure, I think, because Munguia, he stopped Saddam Ali in 4 rounds only, and nobody ever came close to doing that. Of course, only Jesse Vargas managed to stop him in 9, and that was also a surprise to me. But anyway, Munguia, think he's just too much for this guy. Brandon Cook, of course. And yeah, I think he will win. Let's see, my prediction was TKO in the 7th round. Yes, because he's a puncher, but also he can box. Oh, I think Munguia is a good, rather all-round fighter, you know. And this guy Brandon Cook, he had one, I guess, rather good victory previously when he beat that guy Jason Butler, I believe that's his name, yeah. But that was just, you know, both guys were Canadian, and you know, it's not really a huge. It wasn't a big victory, but it was a good victory because he won by a stoppage, also in the 7th round, I think. So yeah, Munguia is the big favorite, of course. I can see this guy going quite far, you know. He is the WBO light middleweight champion, I forgot to say. He's 21 only, actually, still gonna be 22 soon in October, and he's a tall light middleweight, 6 feet. So yeah, I can see this guy going, you know, far, and he's certainly going to be a real, you know, competition for guys like Hurd and Jermell Charlo, and all those guys. He also beat Liam Smith, by the way, by decision. So, you know, he can do both, decision you or knock you out. It's, yeah. Okay. Well, then the next fight. It's David Lemieux versus Gary O'Sullivan. And Lemieux is, of course, the favorite here, no doubt about it. And O'Sullivan is a European level fighter. He's from Ireland, and he's never been against this kind of opponent, I guess. I think before, because you know, he's a bit perhaps overrated, even Gary O'Sullivan. He's 34 also already, so he's not even so young for a fighter. So, you know, I think, of course, Lemieux should win this. He will, I think, wear down O'Sullivan, and he will stop him in the 8th round. That's my prediction anyway. Somewhere in the 8th round. O'Sullivan, his best victory previously was against Antoine Douglas, but he managed to stop Douglas in 7. But you know, Douglas is an overrated fighter, and he was also stopped by Avtandil Kurtsidze before that. So, and Sullivan was also stopped by Chris Eubank Jr. So, you know, he can't really be world class if you get stopped by Chris Eubank Jr., as I said about Yildirim also previously. Yes. So Lemieux wins by a TKO in the 8th round, something like that. And one more fight before I go to the main event. It's Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez is fighting in his first fight, I think, since he lost to Srisaket against Moises Fuentes. This guy Fuentes, he's been a contender for a while, and he's fought guys like I think Donny Nietes. He stopped Fuentes in 9 rounds, and also he was knocked out in 1 round in his last fight in February by Daigo Higa of Japan. So that was at flyweight. This is at super. I think, is it super flyweight? Yes. So I this is a good, I guess, a safe comeback bout for Gonzalez, and but still a good fight to test the ground, to see where he is form wise. So if Gonzalez hasn't suffered from that TKO loss to Srisaket, then he should be able to stop this guy Fuentes. So I put down a KO 5 win for Gonzalez. I don't know, it can also go the distance even. I think perhaps, yeah, this is a 10-round fight, so everything is possible, but Gonzalez wins for sure. I don't see him losing, and this guy Fuentes, I don't think he's such a big puncher. He's got 14 knockouts in 25 wins, so yeah, he's not a big puncher for sure. So if he was, he would have a puncher's chance, of course, but he isn't. So I think Gonzalez wins because this guy, he was knocked out several times, and twice in recent fights. Also once he was knocked out in 5 rounds by another Japanese guy, Kosei Tanaka. So Gonzalez should be able to get him out of there, yeah, definitely. And then the big fight, Saul Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin. Yeah, this is for Canelo, it's a do or die fight. I mean, he's been involved in some controversy lately, the doping issues and all that. And he's already been lucky to get a draw in their first fight, with Golovkin. So, but as in the first fight, I just don't see how he can win other than by surviving and getting a gift decision, Alvarez, because he just isn't, for starters, he's not a natural middleweight. Okay, he started as a welterweight, and he was a junior middleweight for a long time also. So he's the smaller guy, first of all, and second, the only thing that works in his advantage is the youth. But Golovkin is not yet showing signs of slowing down. Okay, so I don't see that really being a big factor here, and Golovkin is now, I think he is so angry that he didn't get the decision in the first fight that he will go out and do everything to knock out Canelo. That's for sure. So I don't know. My prediction is that it will be a brawl for sure, and it will not go. I mean, it will go quite a long way, but I think that Triple G will prevail in the end by a knockout in the 11th round. Why the 11th? Well, in the last fight, he hit Canelo with quite a lot of good shots, and he wasn't able to knock him out because Canelo does have a strong chin and all that, and he's a strong guy, athletic, fast, all that, with a rather good defense. I mean, for a guy who is not primarily a defensive fighter like Mayweather, for instance. But as I said, Golovkin or Triple G has now an extra motivation that he didn't have in the first fight, because now he's gotten robbed already, and he knows that he may have to score a knockout in order to win, to get the decision. So you know how hard it is to get a decision against a Mexican fighter who is managed by Oscar De La Hoya in Vegas. It's really hard and almost impossible. And a guy of Canelo's stature, of course. So yeah, it's really pretty hard to predict this fight because it can really go several ways, but unless Golovkin has in the meantime started to age, suddenly, then he should emerge as the winner. And but of course, it really depends on whether he will be able to knock down or out Canelo Alvarez, because if he scores a few knockdowns, then he may get the decision. But even then, who knows? So, without further talking, I think just that Golovkin is still a better fighter who hits harder also than Alvarez. So, and he's on a mission, to really be recognized as the number one middleweight in the world, which he is. But since he didn't get that decision against Alvarez, he wasn't officially recognized, and that I think bugs him. It bothers him quite a lot. So he's out to hurt Canelo, and he's been talking a lot of negative things also about Canelo, and that was quite deserved also, one must say. So that's the way I think it's gonna go most likely. I think Golovkin will break down Canelo and stop him in the late rounds, for sure. So yes, that was all for now, and see you around. Bye bye.